Hi everybody, welcome to the channel and welcome to a airbrushing for beginners advice on brushes. I'm going to break this down nice and simple, tell you what to look for when you're looking for your first brush, and I will point you in the right direction of brilliant brands. Now, little background on me, I've been airbrushing for a lot of years and I've gone through a lot of brands, so I've done the hard work for you as a beginner. I've gone through and tried these brushes along my career, and I've sort of sourced the ones that I think are the best on the market, and I own some of the ones that are the best on the market. So I'll give you a little guide through on my thoughts and advice on some brilliant brushes that are out there, and you can still get these, and these are still top sellers that are out there today on websites. Now, I had a comment come up on the channel. He was a beginner and he was looking at the Takumi. He'd come across and looked at my Takumi review. So he got the Takumi there and he was torn between getting the Takumi or the H&S Infinity. And he sent me a message and says, I'm a bit stuck on what to get, as they're both sort of in the same price bracket. Now, I own both brushes, and the Infinity I had before the Takumi, and as I said, you probably heard in the other videos, I started off with H&S and was always H&S. I've got two H&S's left. But then you see the light. It's a very dull light at the beginning. When you've got these in your hands, it's a very dull light, but you can see it's in the distance, and then eventually cross over to another brand. I'm not sponsored by Iwata, by the way. I wish I was. You see another brand, and that's what I did. I moved over to Iwata, and I never looked back, guys, when it comes to airbrushes. They are phenomenal airbrushes, they really are. And I've just heard news that Iwata now own H&S, so they own that company. So if anyone's going to sort the H&S problem out, it will be Iwata. Guaranteed they will sort the issues out that I've said about the brushes before. So I'll move straight onto the Takumi, a little bit on the Takumi, so if you are watching, this is for you. I've got this brush. Now you've got like the older Eclipse. I had the older Eclipse, which was the side feed, which is 0.35, and then they brought the revamped Takumi out. Now, when I got hold of the Takumi, the first thing you'll notice with the Takumi is the big cup, and I don't like it. That's the only thing I don't like on the Takumi, is the cup. But you can get the smaller cups. As I've said before in other videos, you can swap the cups over. But if you like the big cup, it's not a problem at all. You can get quite a nice matte paint in it. The actual brush itself is really nice. The trigger is incredible. It's a 0.35. This thing gets down on detail like you wouldn't believe. It really does. It has no dramas with paint when you're spraying acrylics like opaques or transparents. It just works. It's a great workhorse. It really is. I've painted with this for hours on end. I've done portraits and things with this, automotive. Across the board I've used this brush and it's performed brilliantly. So Takumi recommended, yes. For the person that's watching, out of the two, Takumi hands down annihilates that. For one, trigger response. I keep saying it with H&S, it's trigger response. On these there's a delay. H&S triggers, there is a delay, and the triggers on Iwata wipe the floor with H&S all day long. The trigger response and trigger feel is far superior. The actual brush and build of the H&S, they are good. They're nicely put together. In my eyes, that's probably about it. I've moved on, like I said, I've moved on from these. I don't use them anymore. I've gone to a better brand. So Takumi, for a beginner, absolutely stonking brush. It will last your career, it'll get cracking detail down, it will get good coverage down, easy to clean, absolute doddle, not a drama with your paints. So that's the Takumi if you are looking at a Takumi. Now if you are completely on a lower end budget and you've not got the price for one of these and you are an absolute beginner, I would go Iwata Revolution 0.5mm. I've been using this in my beginners classes. A great all-round workhorse brush that has no dramas with your paint. You can chuck your paints in it, it's easy to clean, you'll see it in my other videos, this thing is easy to clean. Brilliant little workhorse, great on price, and you've got your brand behind you, which is the Iwata, so that's the Revolution, another one. Now if you want a little bit more features, teeny bit bracket higher, better on detail than that, Krios again, all day long. Krios, another great brand, and these are under the umbrella of Iwata, so you're getting like the craftsmanship of Iwata when you pick a Krios up. And I think all the Krios brushes are phenomenal. They really are. I own 3 and they have been absolutely brilliant. The PS270, I've banged on about it in reviews before. It is a stonking brush. You can get the 289, I think it's called, which is the 0.3. Same sort of looking. You get the Mac valve. Brilliant brush again. This is the 270, so it's the 0.2. I've recommended this to subscribers and they have brought them, and I get a thumbs up across on the channel saying what a great brush. And it is. For what you get on that brush, for the price, you can't go wrong, guys. Parts for these are really good. They work. This is probably 2 years old now and I've hammered this brush with work and it's been absolutely fine. So that's PS275 Krios, well worth a look. Any of the Krios range, really worth a look. So that's that one. If you want to move back onto Iwata, any of the Iwatas I'd say are really good. I've not tried the Neo, which are the bottom end. I'm sort of like next level up on the Iwatas, going up to the Micron, but I cannot see a problem with the Neos. I wouldn't have thought. They'd be brilliant brushes as well. So we've got more detailed brush. We've got the Iwata HPC Plus. This one's a 0.3. Stonking brush, really is for detail. Lovely trigger response. Again, Iwata, hands down, superb. Cup to the top. This is the top of the airbrush, double action. A great detail brush and all-rounder again. Then we've got a side feed, which is a HP SB Plus, so it's the same sort of plus thing that you get with this one, but this one is 0.2, so better down on detail. Side feed, a great brush. I've owned this for some years now and it's a brilliant brush. So that's another Iwata one that you can look for. Then you've got the flagship, which is the Micron, the CMSB, which is a 0.18. Phenomenal brush on detail, and you will see your top artists like Marissa, you've got Drew Blair, a lot of these top photorealistic artists, you'll always see them with one of these in their hands. Always, because these brushes on things like that, for photorealism things, they are phenomenal. They really are. The price brackets are high on these, but you pay for what you get for, guys. You really do. You lay the money out, you're going to get an absolute stonking brush. I've owned this now for many years. So that's the custom Micron, brilliant on precision detail work. You want to jump over to a cheaper brush that will, in my eyes, match the Micron on getting down on detail, would be the Krios PS771. Now this has jumped up in price bracket because everyone's jumping on this. They're buying this, and the prices on these have gone up to 300. But I got this for 216. I've seen one on eBay. I don't know whether it's a site, but they were coming out at 173. Now, if you can get that for 173, buy it, because it is an absolute stonking brush. The PS771 Krios Mr. Hobby, 0.18 Mac valve to the front. Brilliant, brilliant detail brush. It really is. That's my go-to detail brush, would be that and the Micron if you're looking for detail. And then a little bit of, them two will do it easier on detail, and then if you want to go slightly up, still get a brush that will do it easier, would be them two on detail. So that's a little about them brushes. We've got Rich Pen again, another brand for you to look at, guys. If you can source these, you might have to source these from abroad. I own one Rich Pen and it is an absolute cracking brush. It's the 1128. Brilliant brushes, Rich Pen. Again, Japan, where these are made. So I'd say umbrella of Iwata again, coming across to the, with the feel of it and everything, the way it's done, it's Iwata feel in your hand and trigger response. Then we've got the H&S's. Now, if you are a H&S fan, and there are loads out there, there really is. If it's true on the information that Iwata have took over H&S, I think it's problem solved, guys, and I think it will be a game changer on a brush if Iwata bring another brush out. Hopefully they do, and they revamp the Infinity, because the first thing they need to revamp is that, the trigger, and I would say the nozzle, because it's a soft brass and they tend to spray out at the front. I think Iwata will sort it. But if you are an Infinity fan and you've got one, if it's a brush you're going straight to and you've not tried any of the others, you will instantly get to grips with how the brush is and how the trigger is, and you'll get used to it, and it won't bother you, because it'll be the first brush you pick up and you'll be working with it and you'll get used to where the paint is. As I say, it's only until you pick another brush up of another brand and try the trigger response on another brush and you go, crikey, and then go back to one of these, then you understand where I'm coming from with trigger response. And I think airbrushing, it's all about your trigger response when you're learning and when you're painting. You have got to have your trigger response dialed in. You've got to be able to move that trigger down, backwards, forwards. You've got to be able to feather the paint and things like that. And if you've not got a good trigger, it just makes life a lot harder. It really does. Airbrushing for me now with this on a portrait would do my absolute nutting after experiencing these other brushes that I've got. I'd throw this across the room because it'd absolutely do my head in. It's a 0.15. This would be better in a 0.2. If you are thinking of buying one, go for a 0.2. Don't go for the 0.15. It's the smallest needle setup you can get out of these brushes, and you will be dialing in your paint. You really will. You'll be having hassle with your paint thicknesses because they are a little bit finicky when you've got these sort of real small needle and nozzle setups in, guys. So a 0.2 in this Infinity if you are looking at buying one. I wouldn't personally, I'd go across to some of these, but if you are, 0.2 will work better, guys, than the 0.15. We've got the Revolution, not Revolution, we've got the Evolution. This was the twin one where you get the two caps, different setups as well. Now, same again, the bodies on Harder and Steenbeck, they're all the same, guys. They really are, they're all the same. From here to the front, they're the same. They probably change. I mean, that one's got the same trigger as this, but that's got gold on the insert, that's got silver on the insert. It works exactly the same as that. This is a 0.2. So I find out the two brushes, this one is a lot easier with your paints out the two. Different nozzle caps, but you could quite easily change that into an Infinity by changing your nozzle and your needle, and you've basically got an Infinity in your hand. So you're not paying Infinity price. You could get the cheaper brush and probably get the nozzle and needle set up for it to be the same as an Infinity. So there's no really need to get that when you could get the cheaper one that does the dial at the back. You get like a miniature Mac valve on the front here, which you can dial in. So there are options with H&S if you are looking at a H&S brand. You've also got your ones with the batteries on the bottom. Now, I first got this one. There's loads of these on Amazon, guys, there really is. This one was the first one that I picked up, and brush is absolutely pants. This brush on the top of this one is, just throw it away. I wouldn't give it to a beginner to practice with. The only good thing about this was the battery on the bottom. Now, this battery said 30 minutes runtime, and it ran for 30 minutes. So that is my sort of get you out of trouble mobile airbrush. When I'm doing mobile, I've got the mobile compressor. If my compressor blew up, I would jump onto this, and I know I can get it to work, and it'd get me out of trouble. So that's why I got it. Then I went and picked up another one. There is a video on the channel, guys, on the perfect mobile setup, and it was this one. Now, this one was £55. The bonus with this one is, this one comes with an airline, so you can run an airline from this battery up, and then you can run any of your brushes. Now that's why I picked this one up for £55. When I got this one out of the box, I tried the brush on the demo for you guys, and the brush is an absolute cracker. It really is. Trigger response, really, really nice. Mac valve to the front, well-built brush. So £55, an Amazon little beauty. You get a good brush, a decent battery, and you get a hose that comes from here with an adapter, so you can hook any of your decent brushes up. So that is my next mobile, chuck into the mobile. I know it works, and I know the brush is good on top. So I hope this video has helped you out. If you're looking detail, you want to go really fine and do real fine, intricate detail, photorealism, Iwata Micron 771, then I would go HPSB Plus, then I would go HPC Plus on your details, and I'd even throw the Takumi in on detail, hands down, and I would throw the Krios PS270 down as well. I'll just move the H&S out of the way for a minute, and I would chuck that in as well on detail. So you've got all these ones here. You've got the Rich Pen, you've got the Iwatas, and you've got the Krios. Will all get you brilliant coverage down, will get you brilliant detail down. The easiest ones for detail are them two, which is the 771 and the Custom Micron, on ease of detail, on what they're built for a spot on detail brush. All these others will get you the fine detail down, but not as easy as them two will. But these will cope with detail, they really will. They'll get you the fine hairlines. I mean, I don't know how much more further down you want to go, unless you want to start doing pictures where you need to stick it under a microscope. No one does that. These brushes will all work. They've all served their purpose for me, guys, and they are still blasting paint to this day. So recommended brands, Iwata all day long, Krios hands down yes. I don't know what that brand is, but if you look on the channel, the video is on this. It's portable, the best portable setup, and you get the links in the description to this one. I'd recommend it, it's a good one. That one I wouldn't recommend. Battery, I think I can adapt the hose fitment to this one, so I've got a spare battery, but the battery on that was decent. So they're my brands that I would recommend, guys. I really would. If you are a beginner and you are scratching your head thinking, oh my God, what do I go for? What do I buy? You've obviously looked at a load of videos. You're starting out into the airbrush sort of career and path. You obviously like art, you like custom painting and things like that. It draws you to it. It did me. And I've done the hard bit for you guys. I've done the years down the line, and I've tried the brushes. I've had them for years, and these are the ones that are with me now, and these all work perfectly. Brilliant brands. So I hope this has helped you out. I really do, because there's nothing worse than scratching your head, you've got a budget, you don't know what to go for, you're looking on forums, you're looking at reviews, and I hope the guy that watched the Takumi video is watching this. Cracking brush, mate, it really is, really good, any of these, but H&S, for now H&S, until these boys get hold of it, and then you'll get a cracking brush. I know you will, because they'll sort it out. So thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe, press that notification, and I will see you in Thursday's video. We're going to do some Lambretta bits, and then the weekend we've got the beginners class. We're doing a portrait, so I'll take you through a full step by step on a portrait. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.